Hey everyone. All right, we've got a really special lady on our hands right here. Take a look at this 1973 Lincoln Continental Coupe. These are so beautiful, so stunning. I don't usually get into the 70s cars much. I'm more of a truck SUV guy, but I just fell in love with this Continental. Pretty rare to find these. They didn't really make too many of them. When I look at the Marty report, it says there was a little over 13,000 of these coupes made. And in this color combination with this special interior, only 34. So this is probably one of the only ones still remaining in this beautiful white with the amazing interior. I'll show you that in a little bit. But yeah, take a good look. This is a very original, unrestored, prime example. Again, rare 1973 Lincoln Continental Coupe right here. It's got the big bad 460 in it, and it is just a sharp, sharp girl. So it was ordered from West Broad Lincoln Mercury in Columbus, Ohio. And the original owner custom ordered it, took delivery of it in July of 1973. And sadly, when she passed, her son inherited the vehicle, and I just purchased it from him in 2022. And again, highly original. I couldn't believe it. It just turned 60,000 miles. When I purchased it, it had just under 58,000 miles, so I've put a little over 2,000 miles on it. But 60,000 original miles. Again, all original. The paint is in fabulous condition for the age. Just really, really well preserved. It's always been garaged. There's no rot or rust. And again, like everything on this is still original. It's just great. And look at that, it still has the Ohio tag on it. The original owner's son said that his mom, this was not her winter driver, and it shows up underneath. It's really, really clean. You have some very light corrosion, but no rot, no rust. And these paints from the 70s, you know, if they were left outside, this thing would be all cracked up, but it's in absolutely wonderful condition. The chrome's really nice, not pitted, as you can see. So again, I don't usually go for cars, but when I found this one, I couldn't resist. These are so pretty. I've always thought these were really beautiful. And again, I like rare stuff, and these are really rare. They just didn't make many of these. You know, they were, the Lincoln Marks were more popular, but this was just such a top shelf luxury ride for that era. You know, just really solid, well built, heavy chrome and metal. I had this next to a 75 Eldorado a couple months ago, and this is actually bigger by about a half foot. I think this is the biggest passenger car I've ever seen. I can't say it's ever, you know, the longest ever built, but it's definitely one of them. This thing is absolutely enormous. I also have a 77 Chevrolet Suburban, and this is actually longer than the Suburban. So this is a ginormous two-door car. I mean, it's absolutely huge. But when I say it's the best driving vehicle I've ever driven, hands down, no joke, not exaggerating, nothing handles like this Lincoln Continental two-door. Just the sheer size, the sheer weight, and just that huge 460, it being rear wheel drive. And again, just how heavy it is, how long it is. When people are like, oh, it's like it floats like a boat. Yes, it does. But when I'm telling you nothing handles or rides like this, it is the most comfortable driver you will ever experience. The 460 is tried and true. It's got great, tremendous power to it. But yeah, handling, you'll see in my driving video, it's insane. It is just such a nice riding vehicle. So comfortable. No offense, Cadillac. I love Cadillacs, but definitely a better ride than the Cadillac. So my detailer about a year ago did a professional light wet sand to the paint. He had to be very gentle with it since it is original paint, but it just brought it back to life. This car had been sitting, the original owner's son, he hadn't driven it in years, so we did a lot of work to the engine, new radiator, basically a complete retune up of the engine just because it had been sitting so long. Transmission was serviced, pulled the fuel tank, had a new heater core put in it. So just a kind of just a very generic tune-up, but the engine, again, being less than 60,000 miles when I bought it, was in awesome, shape. It had just been sitting for a while. So new tires, brakes serviced. I think we did new front end control arms on it. So just kind of a handful of things. Had the AC serviced, handful of little things like that just to get it back to tip top. But nothing needs to be done. It is stunning, it's beautiful, it drives amazing. And again, only 13,000 of these were made in 1973. This color combination with this interior, only 34. So I think this is the last one standing. I'll give you a little peek of the inside. This interior will blow your mind. It's a crowd pleaser, it's everybody's favorite. Look at that. You don't see that interior. This was a special order. This was an expensive upgraded interior, and man, it's just fabulous, but I'll show you that in the next video. Oh, and also still has all the Carlite glass. Literally every single piece of glass is the original Carlite Ford glass. So none of that's been broken or replaced. It's just an all original, beautiful ride. I mean, stunning. It's, as close to perfect as you're gonna find for something of this age that hasn't been restored. It blows everybody's mind when they see it, just how well preserved it is, and just how unique and rare it is. It's just got awesome like Coke bottle lines in it, classic 70s style. This was, the height of the big American luxury car, and this was right before they went away, and this was the best, I think, that they made. Just so beautiful. And man, does this thing get attention. It's crazy how much people go nuts for it. I like to call her Betty White. She just looks like a Betty White to me. Classy, pretty, just timeless.